Okay, today we're talking about a brand new neighborhood that's being built in Franklin, Tennessee, and the price points in here are amazing. And there's going to be great amenities too. It's in a fantastic location. This is called Station Hill. It's being built by Celebration Homes and Meritage Homes. And you're going to see in just a minute, and you can see actually right here that this is right in the center of some of the most beautiful countryside in Franklin, Tennessee. And again, the price points in here just can't be beat for Franklin. We all know that Franklin is some of the most expensive real estate really in the entire state. And so to find new build homes, new construction in these price points in a neighborhood that's going to have amenities, this is going to be a great neighborhood to get in on the ground floor. So if you're thinking about building or thinking about buying in the Franklin area, this is going to be a great one to get in on the ground floor. So you're not going to want to miss this. We're going to talk about the builders. We're going to talk about the price points, location, schools, all of those things. So you're not going to want to miss it. If this is your first time visiting my channel, my name is Jennifer Gramling. I'm a real estate agent here in Nashville, Williamson County, and the surrounding area. Put out these videos trying to get you more familiar with Nashville. So if you're thinking about moving here or relocating, this is going to be a great channel for you. So be sure to subscribe. And like I said, I am an agent. So if you have questions at all about moving here or relocating, don't hesitate to reach out. You can call, text, email, however you want to get in touch, and we'll get all of your relocating questions answered. There's also a Calendly link. If you want to click on that, you can book a time to talk directly with me. We can do that as well, but I'm helping people just like you every single day relocate to this area. So don't hesitate to reach out with your questions. Happy to get any and all of those answered. So let's go ahead and jump into talking about Station Hill today, because this neighborhood, it's one that you don't want to miss. But this is going to be in Franklin. This is going to be in Williamson County. And so if you're taking notes and you have kids, if you're curious about schools, the schools that you're going to be zoned for here are going to be Thompson Station Elementary, Heritage Middle, and Independence High. So again, if schools are important to you, look those up wherever you look up schools, grayschools.org, niche.com, go ahead and look those up. So if that's important to you, that's where you'll be zoned, but you will be in Williamson County. And like I said, we're going to flip over to the map here in just a second and show you, but you can see right here that you are right in the midst of some of the most beautiful countryside of Franklin. And sometimes when you get into these neighborhoods that are a little more out into the countryside, it's much less congested out here, which people love, less light pollution, like you feel like you're out in the middle of the countryside, but you have a nice community. You're going to have enough homes in this community that you're still going to feel a great sense of community here. So you're probably going to have somewhere just shy of 300 homes total. Once it's done, they don't have the full neighborhood lot count quite yet, but probably somewhere just shy of 300 homes in here. So you're going to have enough people that you're going to definitely have a lot of community, especially with the community amenities, which we're going to talk about in just a little bit, but not so big that it's going to be overwhelming. But let's jump over to the map really quick. We're going to show you where this is located. Okay, so right here is where Station Hill is going to be located. You can see it's right along 840, and it's going to be on the very south side of Franklin right here. Was previously listed as Thompson Station, but they just got their Franklin mailing addresses, so that's actually even better for your value right here. But you are still going to be zoned for Thompson Station Elementary, which is going to be right down here. You're going to be zoned for Heritage Middle, which is going to be out to the west side and Leapers Fork, and then you're going to be zoned for Independence High, which is going to be right over here on the other side, or just on the south side of Tollgate. And this toll gate actually is Thompson Station. So it's a little bit confusing right here, but that is one of the great things. So you're going to have access to 840, which is going to be located right here. So if you need a commute, if you need to jump on the highway or something, you know, you've got that really close. But then also you've got Tollgate, which is located right here. So Tollgate, if you're not familiar with it, it's going to be a neighborhood. It's going to have some little restaurants, coffee shops, things like that. They're actually adding a lot into this Tollgate area. They're building new restaurants, coffee shops. They've got urgent cares, things like that here. So you've got a lot that's going to be right here in this Tollgate area. But then the other thing you're going to be fairly close to is going to be Berry Farms, which is going to be located right up here. So Berry Farms, if you're not familiar, you know, they're going to have grocery stores, hotels. They've got this other little downtown all of their own that's going to have restaurants, things like that. And so you're going to have easy access to that as well. And then if you just keep going further north up here, you can get into historic downtown Franklin. But if you just cruise right up here, up 31, once you get right up here, you're going to have Target. You're going to have a lot of things right in here as well. Lots of shopping, groceries, steakhouses, food, all of that's going to be located right here. And then you keep going further north and you get into downtown historic Franklin, which is going to be right here. So if you're not familiar with historic downtown Franklin, so cute. You've got a lot of independent shops down here. You've got some national places to eat, things like that. You've got parks, all kinds of things here. And then out to your west side, you get out to Leapers Fork over here. So if you're not familiar with Leapers Fork, cute little historic town about a city block long. They've got got great live music out here, great restaurants, art galleries, distillery, all kinds of things right here. But then right here within like your own little neighborhood area down here in Thompson Station, you've got a great restaurant down here. You've got Circa Grill. This is a big favorite for people. You've got Battlefield Park right here that's got tons and tons of hiking trails, scenic overlooks. You've got a dog park there. And then you're going to have another park over here. You got Heritage Park and Sarah Benson Park. So you've got a lot of parks that are going to be right here, really close to Station Hill, that it's going to be really accessible for you. But then if you need to go into downtown Nashville, you can see, you hop on the highway here and go all the way up. It's going to take you about 30 to 50 minutes, depending on what traffic is like, what time of day you're commuting. And then once you start getting in here, you can see right here, this is going to be your Cool Springs area. So that's going to be your mall, your Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, Sprouts is going to be down this way, but you literally have everything you need here in this Cool Springs area. So you don't really have to go into downtown Nashville for anything. You have so many different options right here in this entire Franklin area. But like I said, I mean, you can see right here, all of this is just rural land right here, and you're kind of out here. So this is not a place where you're going to have tons and tons of traffic right now. It's going to be very quiet out here. And the other thing is that right over here, they're putting in this new Tanger Outlet Mall. So there's just a lot of advantages to being over here in this spot. It's a lot more quiet, a lot less congested, but still close to everything that you need. So if you want to be a little bit removed, you are over here, and that's really nice. But as I said, you're gonna have plenty of community in your own neighborhood, and you are gonna have some great amenities here. So we are gonna talk about those really quick. So in this neighborhood, if you're in smaller neighborhoods, a lot of times you don't get that community pool, playgrounds, walking paths, things like that. Here in this neighborhood, you are gonna get those things because it is a little bit larger neighborhood, so you get the benefit of having all of that. So you are out in the country, but you still have a lot of ways to create community because you've got enough neighbors and you've got those community amenities, which is a great place to go meet people, meet your new neighbors. And in these new neighborhoods, I really feel like it's kind of going to college. Like everybody's new to the neighborhood, everybody's looking to make friends, and that is one of the great things about being in one of these new build communities is that everyone there is going to be new, everyone there is moving there, so a lot of people looking to meet people. And you can meet those people at your community pool. So there will be a community pool, a cabana, there's going to be walking trails, there's going to be a play lawn and a playground. So lots of community amenities here to take advantage of, especially in the summertime, so you don't have to leave. This is going to be really, really nice right here. But you're probably wondering about the houses and the pricing, so we're going to talk a little bit about that. But I did mention the two builders in here. You're going to have Celebration Homes and Meritage Homes, so they're both building in here for a total of somewhere in the 300-ish lots. Your lot sizes in here are going to be 65-foot lots or 75-foot lots, so some are going to be a little bit larger than the others. And then the price ranges in here, we're going to take a little bit deeper look into this, but they're probably going to be somewhere from the low 800s just to over $1 million, so up to about 1.2 right now. But if you're getting in on this ground floor, I do believe that this neighborhood will sell very quickly. There's really only one other neighborhood right now in the Franklin area that's going to have new construction that's this low of a price point, and it sold so quickly. And I know this one will too. I know that $800,000 for a new home, in some places that's pretty high, but for Franklin, that's pretty inexpensive. It's really hard to find new construction in Franklin for under $1 million. And these are starting in the low 800s. So this is a great price point. Now, just to tell you the difference between the two builders, Celebration Homes, they are going to have market homes. They have 4 market homes that are available as of right now. And the prices on those are ranging anywhere from $1 million up to about 1.2. Those are either going to be a 2-car or 3-car garage, and sizes ranging from about 3,300 square feet up to about 3,900 square feet on those homes. 2 of those are going to be on the 75-foot lots, and 2 of those are going to be on the 65-foot lots. And I have all the specs on these homes. You can see them. They're right here. So these are going to be a couple of those. And as I said, 2 of these are going to be in a different section. 2 will be 65-foot, 2 of them 75-foot lots. But these are going to be beautiful homes. And you can see, just some of the lots here and what this area looks like. This is going to be so, so pretty. But these are going to be their market homes. So the great thing about Celebration, though, if you're not interested in one of these 4 homes or some of those other market homes that are coming to market, you can pick out your lot, choose your floor plan, and build from scratch with Celebration in this neighborhood. And that's something that, sometimes people love to do, sometimes people hate it. But if that's something that you're wanting to do, you can do that here. They are going to have several floor plans that you can choose from in here. And the base prices on those start from around $840,000 and go up to about $870,000. And that's just going to be your base price. It's not going to include your lot premium or any of your upgrades. However, they do have some really great incentives right now. So if you're wondering what their included features are, I'll be happy to pass those along to you. I do have those down. And then for a limited time, they do have additional, I think about $20,000 in upgrades upgrades that they're giving if you use their preferred lender. So just another little incentive for you there, but you can get about $40,000 in upgrades and incentives in building with Celebration. So that's something that's super nice too. We are going to take a look over at the MLS really quick just to kind of show you. I think it's going to be easier to show you some of the Meritage homes from the MLS just to look at them that way. So the thing that's a little bit different about Meritage is that you cannot pick a lot and build from the ground up. So they're just releasing their homes as market homes. So they go ahead and choose all of the finishes for you. Those selections have already been made, so you can't really change those. They'll release those once they get to around drywall and just go ahead and put those in the MLS. So if you're interested in one of those, the best kind of place to look for that is we can set you up on a search on the MLS. We can talk to them and get an idea of something that's coming up. So if you have something in particular that you're looking for, we can kind of be on the lookout for that, if we know it's coming up, to be kind of waiting for it, or you can just kind of watch what's being released as it's being released. But they're going to have about 6 different floor plans. They're also building, on those 65 or 75 foot lots. Let's jump over really quick to the MLS so that you can take a look and see what some of the pricing looks like on their homes. Okay, so since we were talking about Celebration, these are 2 of the Celebration homes that were listed, 2 out of those 4. If you want details, I have all the lookbooks for you on the 4 houses that are listed. If you're interested in working with Celebration, I can pass those along to you as well. But the first one, just to give you an idea of size, so this is the 3,300 square foot home. It's gonna be 5 beds, 4.5 baths, 3,300 square feet. And you can see that this is gonna have the 2-car garage. Not gonna be a lot of photos here, but this kind of gives you an idea of the size of the living room. Nice size living room. You've got your fireplace here, and they've got the layout on here. So again, if you're interested in knowing more about this house, I can send you the floor plan, all of the selections for it, all those things. I do have those, but I don't want to spend a ton of time on it today. And then you've got this one. It's going to be a little bit larger, 3,476 square feet, 4 beds, 4 baths, and it's $1,069,000. This is a really pretty black house, and this is going to have your 3-car garage. So a lot of people do really like a 3-car garage, and the rest of the other 3 are all going to have a 2-car garage. So you can see, again, you've got the floor plan here, and it's all framed out. I could have popped in here today, but it was pretty muddy, so I didn't want to do that. But this gives you an idea. So those are the 2 Celebration homes that were currently listed. And then these are going to be all the Meritage homes, just to give you an idea of what their prices are. So this one's TBD. This one is going to be complete in November. So, keep that in mind too. Some of these are going to be completed here, in the late fall, in the winter. So if you're wanting to move this year, this is going to be a great opportunity for some of these market homes to be able to get in, by the end of the year. But you can see they've got one here. This is going to be 2-car garage. It's going to be almost 3,100 square feet, 5 beds, 4 baths for a price point of $830,000. This is going to be really inexpensive for Franklin. The average price of a home here is around $1 million in Franklin. So I know that's kind of crazy, but this just kind of gives you an idea. You can see also the lot map here, kind of how this neighborhood is going to be mapped out, just to kind of show you there. And this is obviously just pictures of their model and what they have. But if you're curious about the finishes and things in these homes as well, we can go over that. But they've got another one here. This one's going to be priced at $835,000, 5 bedrooms, 3 baths, 3,129 square feet. Again, you're just going to see more of the models here, which is going to be the case on all of these. But this does give you an idea of the prices here. So a 5-bedroom home, $835,000 as your price point, which is kind of nice. You got another one, 5 beds, 3 baths, almost, it's 3,129 square feet, priced at $835,000. This one's going to be $844,000. So in case you hadn't noticed, Meritage is going to be the less expensive of the 2. This one's also going to have a 2-car garage, 5 beds, 3 baths, 3,129 square feet. And like I said, they do have about 6 different floor plans from Meritage, so you'll start to see those as they go along. This one's going to be 5 bedrooms, 4 baths. A lot of 5-bedroom homes. A lot of people want 5-bedroom homes. Sometimes we need 2 offices, got multiple kids maybe. So having that 5 bedrooms is super nice. You can see here more, and they've got the floor plan and layout here if you kind of want to take a look at that, which is nice. And there's a lot of information too on their websites, which I will link down below if you're interested in, checking out their websites. This one's going to be 3,140 square feet, 5 beds, 4 baths, but a lot of homes in the 800s for Meritage. This one's going to be $936,000. It's only going to be a little bit bigger, 3,375 square feet, 5 beds, 4.5 baths. I keep checking, but no, all the photos are the same. They have the floor plans listed here, the Underwood floor plan. If you go to their website, which again, I will link, you can go and check out these floor plans on their website to get a little bit more detail on those. And this is going to be one that was was canceled, but will probably be relisted. So this was 5 beds, 4 baths. So most of Meritage price points as of right now are going to be in the 800s. Again, a great price point to be in Franklin for a new build. And you can start those base prices with Celebration Homes in the 800s as well. Then if you're making modifications, there are obviously going to be costs and additional add-ons to that as you customize your home. But, base prices starting in the 800s, which is really, really great. So this gives you an idea of Station Hill. Again, great price point to be in Franklin, to be anywhere in Williamson County, to be honest with you. Building in this price point is pretty tough. And so this is a great price point to get in as they start to release more phases and release more homes and more lots are sold. Those prices will start to go up. And so I know people sometimes feel like builders are putting pressure on them when they say that, but it's true. New builds typically still move really well in Williamson County. And so as those start to sell, and they will, especially at that lower price point, those prices will start to increase. So getting in on the ground floor in this neighborhood is a great idea. But if you have any questions, again, about this neighborhood or any other, don't hesitate to reach out. Again, you can call, text, email, however you want to get in touch, or click the Calendly link and book a time to talk directly with me. If you're thinking about moving to the area or you just have questions about moving to Nashville, whatever those are, don't hesitate to reach out. We can definitely help you and get all of those things answered. If you have a neighborhood or an area of town that you want to see, definitely drop that in the comments or shoot me a message and let me know, and I'll try to get that shot for you as well. Want to try to cover as much as I can for you and just get all of your questions answered if you're thinking about moving to the area. So thanks so much, and we'll see you on the next video.